Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kirsty. This is just for educational and entertainment purposes, but I just kind of want to put my opinion on the whole Gabby Petito case and why it's more recognized than other missing individuals, because honestly a lot of us are just fascinated with how TikTok blew this case up and how Instagram has blown it up, and there's would-be detectives trying to figure out what happened to Gabby, is she dead and stuff. And for me personally, I honestly feel that at least bringing awareness that Gabby Petito was missing, this should also be applied to other people that are missing from out of states that are more local, so then they could be found, because we only hear the sad, tragic deaths of people of color and minorities and how they go missing and their bodies aren't found for years later, and then they can't determine a death or the suspect is gone and stuff. And the reason Gabby Petito's case is so nationwide and why so many influential people are getting involved, because she was trying to become an influencer via YouTube and Instagram and stuff with her significant other, and how they were posting. And that at the beginning of late August, beginning of September, Brian showed up, September 1st, showed up back at his parents' house with Gabby's van without Gabby, and he didn't give a real explanation what happened with Gabby, why was he with her van but without Gabby herself. And that on September 11th her parents had reported her as missing, and that there's this whole all of a sudden a nationwide thing where the FBI got involved, just because Brian and Gabby went on multiple went through multiple states and everything, and that they're trying to ask Brian's parents where is he, do you know where he is, when was the last time you saw him, and they're being really nonchalant. And from what I've heard from other true crime people and news articles, that that Brian did care for his parents cared for her and stuff and everything, but the way that they are acting as though they don't care, they were nonchalant about what Brian possibly did. And when her body was found at, I think it was the Grand Tetas, if I'm wrong let me know in the comments below, and she was found dead pretty much, and they ruled her death a homicide, more likely, just because of the way she was found. And a lot of FBI, Dog the Bounty Hunter, John Walsh are trying to get Brian, because he's a wanted fugitive, and they just want to give him some questions what exactly happened that led to Gabby's death, and why did he have her van in his parents' garage, and why he was MIA for at least a good month or so until he was captured. They want to know what happened. And his sister is trying to and the laundry's lawyer is trying to delay Brian being found so he can do his own thing, because apparently he's being heard that he's in California or the Appalachian Mountains on the East Coast area, or somewhere where he can't be found. And that Gabby Petito's parents are pleading with Brian's family on information on where Brian is, so he can be properly proven innocent until otherwise. And the reason Brian is acting like this, he probably knows exactly what happened, just because of the whole domestic violence thing, because a lot of us have seen the whole police body cam of Gabby acting suspicious. But when I seen that, and then I saw her Instagram photos where she did have arm tattoos, in the video showed that she didn't have them, so I don't know if she got the arm tattoos after the whole policing, or she was just wearing makeup, concealer and stuff, to cover up the tattoos, because apparently there is domestic violence going on, just because it always happens, and regardless of if it's a heterosexual or a homosexual relationship, domestic violence is going to always happen, but it's primarily men towards women, just because it's a weird I don't know, for me, like a weird like thing where men have to prove themselves. And like Gabby was like in the whole entire body footage of the police officers that she was trying to defend Brian, saying, oh no, it wasn't his fault, it's mine. You can clearly tell that there was domestic violence happening, and that Gabby just felt guilty, and like she wanted the relationship to work with Brian, but she was also trying to get out of it at the same time, because there was like speculation that they were together, that they were engaged, they weren't together, or they are engaged. Like there was so much speculation on that. And that Gabby wanted to work on being a social influencer for like the right reasons, where you can like be helpful to the environment, like don't litter, don't leave your trash around, you can live like a very nomadic lifestyle, and she wanted to promote that. By a lot of her like social media posts, like she wanted to promote more of a healthy way of living compared to what we currently have, and she wanted a partner like Brian to do the same thing, and he was in the same boat with her on it. But I honestly feel like Brian was just with her because in his own sick way, and that the only reason Gabby didn't want to get out of the relationship was probably he had something over her head, and that the reason her body was found in the Midwest area was because then like he would have time from when the missing report, when he got back to Florida, which was like a 2 to 3 day trip if you include like getting some sleep and stuff, or it was like almost 3 days, that he would get back, clean up the van of any like quote unquote evidence, like DNA evidence, and then be able to escape. And like there's a lot of speculation that Brian's parents did meet with their lawyer up in like Disney World in Florida, and like how there is some sort of conspiracy on where Brian is, and that dog that we have like seen the dog, the bounty hunter, go to Brian's parents' house, and how she called the cops and stuff, and that he just wanted to ask like he wanted to ask her some questions, and that like, hey, I'm gonna be finding Brian safely, and like you shouldn't have to worry as much, but we just need some general info on where Brian is. And then John Walsh from America's Most Wanted wanted to help find Brian, like safely get him captured, bring him back to Florida, and question him so Brian can prove like, hey, I didn't do it, or hey, I did do it. Like get some just general info of like what exactly happened that led up to Gabby's death and why he was so quiet. If you want me to go into more detail, I can totally do that. This is what I've noticed with my like true crime people that I follow. I'll put some of their links down below, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hit that subscribe button and that big thumbs up.